Now to a story that's leaving its mark on people all across the world, thanks to some old-fashioned pen and paper. I met with Brandon Doman, founder of the Strangers Project exhibit in New York City, and learned about his inspiring mission collecting stories from around the world that highlight the shared human experience. Watch. The saying goes, if only walls could talk. Well, here at the Strangers Project exhibit in downtown Manhattan, they certainly do.
Feel free to grab some merch just on the house.
Founder Brandon Doman took a simple idea from pen to paper and transformed it into a growing masterpiece of the shared human experience. A collection of anonymous handwritten letters that all answer the question, what's your story?
The very first day I was doing this, I was just outside of a coffee shop watching people pass by. I took a marker and my notebook and I just wrote an invitation for people to sit and write something about their life. No big plan for it, but almost immediately these two women were walking by and they saw my little sign. They said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm not sure yet, but would you mind writing something about your life?"
16 years later, Doman has collected over 100,000 stories in person at pop-up exhibits and schools across the country.
That's for you. Thank you so much. Thanks for being a part of it.
And this permanent display in New York, which is funded entirely by donations, gathers visitors from all across the world. How do you think that the act of writing something that's personal to them changes them at some level?
You know, when I first invite people to write, one of the most common things I hear is they'll say some version of, "Oh, I'm not that interesting," or "My story wouldn't be like these ones on the wall." But these stories are all from all those same people. And I think that's why these resonate so deeply with people. Even the short, silly ones is showing that these are the moments we live every day.
So Doman took me around the room, and a few particular letters caught my eye.
I'm 8 years old. I always get angry. When I get angry, I stomp my feet and annoy everyone around me. But now I changed. When I get angry, I just say, "Stop bothering me," and keep on doing what I was doing. To be angry is okay. Just don't bother other people.
It's a good life lesson.
Yeah, it is a very good life lesson. This person writes about being raised in an ultra-Orthodox Jewish family, wanting to get along, but doesn't get along with people who say they love me. And then at the end they say, "I love you. I just don't love me."
On the day we visited, a few dozen letters were submitted, including these that stood out.
I always thought I'd end up dead by 18. My 19th birthday was yesterday, and it genuinely has been a good one.
Life is like a musical score sheet. There are high notes and low notes. Life is made up of highs and lows. There cannot be happiness without sadness, and there can never be light without darkness. However, that is what makes life beautiful.
When you look up from this, if there is anyone near you, please smile at them and know we are all more alike than different. We all have the capacity for compassion.
I was inspired to write my very own letter for the exhibit. But as tradition has it here, anonymity is key. So no peeking.
Through all of the years of doing this, is there a running theme, a thread that you've pulled and you've said, this is representative of humanity?
I think it's all of these are just telling the rest of the world, like, hey, I'm here and I have something to say. And so it's gonna come through in a million different topics in a million different ways, but I think all of these are just sort of reaching out to the world and just saying, we're all a part of this, I'm a part of this, here's a little bit of what I have to say.
Beautifully done. I'll bet it's cathartic for so many people.
So many people. And Brandon is here, the founder of the Strangers Project. He bought these tissue boxes for us because generally people get all in their feels when they read that, and that's what happened to me. I went there and I read all these letters. They come from their children as young as 6 or 7 and to people who are in the twilight of their lives, writing about things that are very personal, all anonymous. But you feel that connection. When you're in this space, you feel
the human connection
of all humanity surrounding you.
You brought that to life. I felt it watching the piece. And Brandon's over there. Brandon, well done. Well done.
It's
very rare you get to see the person and be like, hey, we love you.
And it's true. Everybody has a story. Everybody does.
Yeah, there's something about a handwritten letter.
Congrats, Brandon. Congrats.
Just pulls on your heartstrings.
That'll do it. There he is.